Mr. Haro is a 7th degree black belt. He is the highest ranking student under our instructor, Professor Williams. He started at the age of 10 and has overcome many obstacles that were not easy. He continues to train and teach and shows us an example of what a true black belt is. And his Kenpo speaks for itself.
Hit to the side of the head, so you're gonna circle.
They asked like, who wants to get their white belt? And I raised my hand.
When I was training with Professor, we had instructors that really knew how to break stuff down. When I was training with Professor, we had instructors that really knew how to break stuff down, and they allowed us to ask questions. And that's something that's very important that I found in Kenpo. In martial arts, sometimes you go to different martial arts studios or schools and they tell you, oh, just do it like I'm telling you to do it. But there's a reason and purpose why you're doing everything. If we're telling you to do a block with the bony part of your hand, it's because you're having good, strong alignment. Not just because you have your hand here, because you can collapse it, the person can knock your movements out of alignment. And that to me was very impressive about Kenpo. There's always a reason and a purpose why you do your movement.
It's amazing seeing our students improve, and he is in a totally different city. And I remember hearing when the students inspired him, when he's seeing them all improve and they're all taking classes on Zoom. I think it really motivated him to want to, pass the knowledge down and get really good and use this as an opportunity to become a better instructor. And that's what a black belt's all about, is learning how to become a better instructor. And Mr. Haro is definitely a very good example of that.
Eventually, I was asked to start teaching, and the very first group I was handed was a group of 4- and 5-year-old peewees, which is not an easy job to do if you've ever had that. And that's where I learned how to communicate and instruct, and that's how I got rid of. I was actually very introverted. That's one of my biggest things. I was a very shy kid. A lot of the teachers would say in the progress reports, "Oh, your son needs to speak more in class. He's very shy. I wish he would talk more. He wish he would communicate more." Things that, a lot of important lessons that I learned through Kenpo that, I'll share with you guys more, but I know we got to work forms and stuff, but that's something, keep working at it, keep practicing at it a little every day is going to make wonders. If you don't know it, or you need some help, or you need to review it, just kind of ask questions. I'm here to help. But I'm going to kind of watch you a little bit. If you forget something or you need to learn the next move, let me know. Don't be afraid of asking for help. That's what I'm here for. I'm here to coach you, and I'm here to make you better. So that's the important thing.
Mr. Haro is going to teach you a lot about, you got to speak up. If you have any questions, make sure you're not too shy to ask. And I was that type of kid. I remember in kindergarten, I never wanted to raise my hand, and I'm sure Mr. Haro feels a similar way back when he was a kid. So knowing how to be able to raise your hand and ask questions is actually a very big deal, especially on Zoom these days, where a lot of the kids are doing class and on Zoom, and they might be too afraid to raise their hand and ask their teacher a question.
But the key thing is go slow. Slow movements develop good habits. That's this famous Mr. Parker saying.
Hey Brad, did you hear what Mr. Haro said? Slow down.
There's another Mr. Parker famous saying, quick to learn, quick to forget, slow to learn, slow to forget. So that's always one of my favorite sayings.
He is very detailed, but he also wants to make sure that you understand the material. You don't just remember it, but you can apply and make it work. So when you get a realistic attack like that, it does change things up a little bit, and it gets you to remember how to be able to apply these things properly. In Kenpo.
I want you to step, and what I want you to do now is with your right hand, I want you to pull the hand out just like we were talking about with the heel palm. So the right hand is going to go out. I'm going to stand sideways so everybody can see me. So I'm going to step, put the hand out where it's palm up. And then what I want you to do is when you rotate your palm, that's what.
Yes.